rainy rickshaw here this morning. I went out for my walk early today. I tried to take you guys along, but you could barely hear me for all the rain noise on the umbrella. I had a little light put in there so you could see me good, but and then also it was a really good video. You heard more dogs than me. I mean, holy cow, they started as soon as I got 2 doors up. Then the corner, about 4 or 5 of them hit me. The big ones, the big Labradors, both of them chimed in. As soon as I turned the corner, that other mutt over there, you wouldn't have believed it, how many dogs barked this morning. But woke up the neighborhood, that's for sure. But I was talking on my walk about the Supreme Court. One of the clerks came out and made a statement about these guys. They didn't take the Texas case because they was afraid of riots. They were so worried about the riots. I could just see this back in 1776 and on, when they were writing that Declaration of Independence in the Constitution. They said, "Oh well, we better not do this because the British might come in and hurt somebody." Oh, brother. What a pile of sissies. Even the Supreme Court, what a bunch of sissies. That's the biggest pile of crap I ever heard of. Every single one of them should be removed. You're going to do that. I mean, give me a break. This is the biggest, stupidest thing I ever heard of. So now we got some, they're gonna still hash it out on the 6th, I'm understanding. But I'll tell you what, it's tough to try to keep your head up through all this when you find out about such sniveling simps that we got in this country. Yeah, I'm serious. I just shake my head at all this stuff. Unbelievable. It's raining, so I can't get really good signal. I saw some really good headers, and I couldn't really get into a lot of the news. Whenever it rains here, I get nothing, which really sucks. No signal at all. It's a little bit earlier for my walk, but as soon as I got done with my walk, it kind of quit raining. It's drizzling now. I just don't want to take the camera out and get it wet. I have a housing for it, but you can't hear me at all when I use the housing because there's no way to plug the mic in. I don't know why they didn't make a provision for that. I guess they figure if you're underwater, you don't need sound, but I sure would like to have a mic. There's a lot of us other people that use this camera. Sony, if you're listening. Of course, we don't get any support from Sony in this thing. They sell you the cam and what's in the box, and if you want anything else, forget it. You ain't getting nothing from Sony. I can't get any accessories. There's all these cool accessories for this camera. Can't get them. Next time, if something ever happens to this camera, I'm going to get a GoPro just for that. I don't like them compared to what this one does, but there's no support here. Sony just says, you're in the Philippines, screw you. So that's what we get there. And I've been through Henry's camera. I've been online. The only thing you can get for this is Chinese crap. Everything. And it kind of bums me out that that's what we got to deal with Sony. And I've heard this from other bloggers too that have this camera. They can't get anything. There's a really cool thing that holds a microphone. You hold it on your hand like this, like if you want to do a wedding or something or talk to people. That was really cool. Love to have that. Can't get it. Just so much stuff I'd like to have for this camera. I'd like to buy an extra housing so that I can drill a hole in the back of one. And they told me the only way you can do that is if you buy another camera. Sony, you guys should wake up. I mean, this, to me, it's the best camera for taking videos, but it's the worst camera for any kind of support in this country. They don't give a flying scoot. And I can get somebody from the States to get me to order it from the States and send it to somebody, but stuff takes forever to get delivered. I had some stuff I wanted delivered. It was sent out in September. Still don't have it. I still don't have it. So that's just what I have to deal with in this country. You guys come here. You ain't in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. You want something, forget it. It reminds me of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? What a geological oddity. You're 2 weeks from everywhere. Well, here we're 6 months from everywhere. if you want to get stuff like in America, even these SNRs I go to, everybody said, oh yeah, you go to SNR, it's just like a Costco in America. Well, not the one I was at, guys. I went to the one in Santa Rosa. No, it wasn't. It wasn't anything near like a Costco in America. It was just another big Filipino store. I saw more stuff, a better variety when I was down at the Giano Mall in Davao. There was more stuff. As soon as we got in, we looked at all the cool stuff. And one of the vloggers was talking about this neat old retro fridge and all this stuff. Yeah, overpriced, stupid. Yeah, if you're trying to do a place, yeah, maybe that'd look cool, but didn't interest me at all. I saw some nice racks, very expensive. I could probably get them made by a little stainless company around the corner cheaper. But I had things I was looking for. I want to see if there was any kind of decent beer. No, Sapporo, and some stuff I never heard of, and then just the San Mig, just like every other store. My Walter Mark's got a bigger selection. They had a huge wine selection of just small bottles. You couldn't buy a big jug like I buy at my Walter Mark. And I wouldn't have bought it there anyway unless it was a different brand like Corbari or something. Then I might have grabbed one. But one of those big gallon jugs, it's $20. In the States they're a lot cheaper. Maybe they're more now. I haven't been in the States for so long. But the main thing I was looking for was hot Italian sausage, which, forget it, they don't have it. I was looking for kielbasa. I found that. It looked different than the kielbasa I usually get, but it was just as good. I found the sauerkraut I was looking for. And I found a cow tongue that I wasn't looking for, which is my absolutely favorite part of the cow. But I wanted that hot Italian sausage. We made spaghetti last night, and I can't make it the way I make it because I like to hot Italian sausage, pinch it out of the tube, put it in a frying pan with water so they firm up real good, and then cook them good and then throw them in the sauce. And you got these nice little meatballs of hot Italian sausage. And that to me is the best spaghetti in the world when I do it pretty much like I do it now. But can't get it at our Costco. They tell me, oh yeah, but if you go to Manila, you probably can. Oh, the last place I want to go is Manila. I mean, my goodness, I know a lot of people live up there and all that, but I don't want no part of it. I just don't. We were just up there. We got to meet Tropical Tim, and we went around Divisoria, and that wasn't too bad or anything like that, but I just don't like the whole general vibe of the place. I'm more of a country boy. I want to get out and away from that. We're kind of where we're going. We're kind of on the edge of things, and it's a higher end area, even though they built a small house inside. And who knows how far it's going to sprawl out that way? I don't know. I don't see any big developments going up, and with this Corona thing, Corona beer, yum yum. It's probably stopped so much stuff. So much stuff got held up because of this malarkey. So I don't know. But my little troll guy, he's not doing his job today. He's kind of laying down on the job. I don't know what he's doing. His eyes are open, but I think that's fake. He's not been doing his job and protecting me, but he's there. He's still there though. But yeah, we had a fantastic spaghetti. I'm up a little early because my stomach's just a little bit upset. Not so bad. Hopefully I'll get this thing figured out. Got up this morning, got my water, got my walk in early. Started my walk, it was only a little after 2. But when this stomach starts hurting, I wake up and there's not much I can do about it. And, just one of the things you got to deal with. But it rained good and hard. Super hard. I went out yesterday, it was raining so hard it got my hole from waist down even with the umbrella wet, and today almost the same thing. And then when I get done with my walk, it's down to a drizzle, but we'll see what happens up here. I'm going to try to do the cam again, maybe take this microphone up along the shaft so I can do it. I'll figure something out. It's just I don't have a good way of doing the umbrella cam unless it's not raining real hard, because I don't want to get any of this stuff ruined. That's all I got. So, but I got my coffee. I don't drink coffee because with the stomach ache usually, but I got a stomach ache anyway, so what the heck. But you guys, if you got any more information, I couldn't get, even now my phone, it's picking up like zero signal. When I was on my walk, I had it over there by the water tower, zero signal at all. But what happens is when I go to YouTube, it'll pick up the headers. But I can't open them. It just does that little spinny circle thing. I guess that's to make it feel better. I don't know what the hell that's about, but it just spins and spins, and it won't load anything. And if something does play, it plays for 2 seconds and shuts off for 15, 20, and then it comes back on, and that just aggravates the living poop out of me. So I don't sit and watch it when there's no bubbles, and it's just. It's funny, rain. I was in the United States and it could rain all it wanted. I still had all the signal I wanted, but we're in the Philippines, and I guess I don't know. I guess when rain comes, it shuts off a circuit or something. I don't know. It's very strange what happens. But it was funny this morning. I wished I could have took you along for the walk, because this was one of these worst days for the dogs barking. It was unbelievable. It started right here. Usually this little guy over here don't bark at me, because I've actually petted him and stuff like that. His name is SpongeBob. But today I guess they got nothing to do in the rain, so he decided to bark, and so did all of them. They don't miss a trick. The one people over here with the beautiful big lab, and it's a happy dog. If I could go in his yard, I'm sure I could play with it. It was just a big, beautiful dog. It's just like the ones in the U.S. It's not a chocolate lab, but it's a blonde one, and they got the thing chained onto a chain that's about 2.5 feet long to the house. I've never seen it off that chain. It can lay down, and that poor thing is just stuck there. And then it's got a mate too that they got chained where they can't even get close to each other to like a rail. And it's like, man, what, a dog like that's got to get out and run. You got to play with him. That's a beautiful dog, and there's no way it can do any protection other than barking. That's all it can do, because it can't get anywhere. It can't move. I mean, if you went in to climb through a window there, what's it going to do? Just bark at you. That's it. I don't understand the mentality of dog keepers in this land. I just don't. I don't get it. We got that one guy over there. We don't even walk that one street. I'm afraid one day if the gate gets open, the dog's gonna kill me. I don't allow the kids to go anywhere near there. They got this monstrous big shepherd. He's at least 120 pounds. I had a big shepherd before, and he's almost as big. So I'd say he's about 120 pounds. When the guy takes him outside, he takes him outside to poop in the street. He could barely hold on to him. This thing's pulling and tugging on him. He's not trained at all. All he's doing is vicious barking. Well, and you can't walk by the place, because this thing will not stop barking. I avoid that whole corner he's right on the corner of the street. I avoid the whole corner when I'm walking. I completely go around that street because of that. And it's funny, but there's a little dog in there with him, and he could easily fit through the fence, the slats in the fence, because he's a little tiny dog. And he won't go because the big one can't get through, so he thinks he can. And when I was in the States, I had a big shepherd. I called him Victor. And I had a little blonde dog too that was him, Pooper. And she hung with him all the time. So it's the same kind of deal, but mine was trained. He was trained. He didn't bark at anybody unless they were up to no good. He knew all the neighbors that came through, because the way that place was set up, the neighbors in the back were higher, so they could see down in the yard. I didn't like that much, but that's the way it was. Well, when they were moving around in their backyard, so we'd look at them, they didn't bark at them. The neighbors on either side didn't bark at them. If somebody came up to the fence and it was a neighbor, let's say their Frisbee went in the yard, he'd watch them. He'd just lay there by his box, and he'd watch them come in and get the Frisbee and go back out and close the gate. And he didn't bother them. But you came around and you were a stranger, oh my, he was just like this dog up the street. He'd scare the crap out of you, because he went about 150 pounds. He was the biggest shepherd I ever seen. And he was given to me. Somebody gave him to me as a pup. And when I got him, I was giving him all the vitamins and minerals. I was just feeding him really good and taking good care of him. And I wanted to bring him here, but I was afraid that being here many times and where we were thinking of getting a place and all that, I thought, my goodness, it's gonna it could go real bad if he got out, and if he bit somebody. I mean, he could bite your head. That's how big his mouth was. So I had a friend there, and she was an older woman that her daughter and daughter-in-law and son was in prison, and she was taking care of the grandchildren at a advanced age, older than me now. And she loved that dog. She'd come in the yard all the time and pet him and stuff. And when I left it, hey, you want him? And she's like, yeah. Yeah, and I said, well, here's the deal. You got to take them both. And she, oh, yeah, I'll take them both. So she took them both. So, but I couldn't have brought him. I would have liked to brought Pooper, but I didn't want to break them up. They were together from the time they were pups. And, with me going and then splitting it up, that dog would have went in. They both went into depression. I know it, because they were really good dogs, lovable. Both of them, I'd bring them in at night. I have them trained really well. I'd bring them in at night, and Victor would lay by the door. Pooper would go on the couch. I let Pooper go on the couch, real short-haired, and just stay by the door and go to the front door. If they sniff somebody coming around in the morning, I'd put them out, take them for their walks. But I had them to where they'd heel. Pooper just sort of ran around like a little satellite, but Victor, he was trained to heel, sit when I stopped. I could sit him somewhere and make him stay. I had him trained fantastic. I worked with him whenever I was off work, and I even took him to work sometimes. I could take him and just have him sit with me at work. Pooper, I couldn't. I'd have to leave Pooper home because she just wanted to run around. There was just no training her. She was a real skittish dog. But here I go about dogs. I don't hate them, people. I had some really bad comments on the one video that I just deleted right away about this. I get some people who give horrible comments, and then this sexy stuff too that I just delete right away. I don't know why they keep sending me this stuff. I'm not going to allow it on the channel. I got a little tiny 7-year-old girl in there, and I don't want her seeing this smut. It's really terrible. But this is Rick Shaw. I had a good walk this morning. Got a little sweaty, and you guys take care. And anybody gets some more news on this stuff, I'm kind of in a news blackout now because of the rain. Yesterday I was getting a little signal, but today it's just headers. That's all I know about. So fill me in on what's going on and the rest of the viewers. And we're kind of gonna hope this spreads. I hope that this stuff we're getting out spreads, and we can all reach more people so we can see it. I know there's a lot of other channels doing the same, but here in the Philippines, a lot of these young kids, I have a lot of subscribers that are Filipino too, and they don't get all this news and don't see it, and they don't go to the other expat sites or news sites that are from America. So at least this way they get an idea. So this is Rick Shaw. Y'all take care now, and God bless y'all.